Hi, this is Kimberly Gonzalez. I am an application engineer with Progression Technologies. And today we're going to do a brief webinar about the SOLIDWORKS Inspection 2015, and we're going to focus on the project templates for the add-in application. Now, new with 2015, we are able to create new project templates. So if you've been using 2015 already, you may be aware of this, but I know a lot of companies don't usually update right away, so this may be new information to you if you've just started using 2015 or if you haven't started using it yet. But prior to 15, we could not create new project templates within the add-in application. Now we can. And we can customize some of those settings and save them and reuse them by opening up that saved project template rather than having to start over every time. Another thing that we're going to take a look at is they've added this tool to export our projects from the add-in application, and we're able to open them in the standalone project now. We weren't able to do that before. If you started a project in either the add-in or the standalone, you were kind of stuck using that application. Now you can start within the add-in and you can move it over to the standalone if you'd like. This will allow engineers possibly to begin the inspection report while in SOLIDWORKS using the add-in, and then maybe someone in the inspection department can then take that saved standalone project and then open it up in their standalone application and continue with the documentation for the inspection report. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of this. I have a drawing opened here in SOLIDWORKS, and we're going to go into the inspection add-in, and we're going to start a new inspection report. And this is where we're going to set things up the way that we like them. You notice that the Create New Template is grayed out right now. I'm going to come over here and pick just one of the default templates that come with the program. I'm going to just pick this one here and select OK. Now when we get to this screen, this information here I'm not going to worry about filling out because this will blank itself out anyway. You can't save any of this information carried over into a template. You can change the characteristic information and some sampling. We're going to leave this the way that it is for now in this window here, and we're going to go to Next. And we're going to make some changes over here. We're going to tell it to include inspection only, so anything that is marked for inspection. And it's going to include notes. I'm going to leave GD&T. I'm going to uncheck the hole callouts, the welds, and the surface finishes. So this is your preference. What do you want to be marked as inspection? What do you want to be ballooned? And you can customize this, and like I said, we're going to save this as a template. We're going to go to Next, and then there's the tolerance, and we can change this too. I'm going to just add 5s after all of these, just so you can notice when we come back in that it did hold those values. And I'm going to select the check mark for OK. Now one other thing we can do is go into the balloon document, and I can change some settings here for how the balloons are displayed. I'm going to just keep it real simple for the demonstration. I'm going to change the shape. I'm going to make it maybe a hexagon. Okay, and accept that. You notice all the balloons have changed to a hexagon shape. So now that I've changed some settings in my new project, I have this Create New Template available to me. So I'm going to save all of the settings that I've just reset. It's going to tell me that a new project template will be created from the current inspection project settings. We're going to proceed, and I'm going to give this a name. It goes to the default location of the templates. You might want to put this in a separate folder, because remember, again, if you ever have to reinstall, you might lose your custom templates if they're saved along with the standard template. So you might want to put them in a separate folder. And you would have to add those manually to the list then. So now that we've done that, we've created a new template and we've saved it. I am now going to switch over to another drawing, and I'm going to go to New Inspection Report, and I'm going to pick that template that we just saved. And if we go through the settings here, I'm not going to change anything, but I'm going to show you that everything is set. Remember, we took off the settings, we've unchecked it for whole call-out welds and surface finishes and all that, kept its settings the way we left them. We come over here to the tolerancing, and they're all 5s like we left them. And it automatically balloons everything. And remember, all we had checked was to mark the dimensions that were signified for inspection and anything that was GD&T, and that's what it has done with the hexagonal shape. So the settings that we saved to our template did carry over to the new project. So that's a nice change that they've made to 2015 to allow us to save settings rather than having to recreate them every time when we're in the add-in application. Now, another thing that they've added these tools up here. You can now export it to a PDF. Before we had to do a save as, which wasn't too difficult, but this is nice having this option here. Export to an Excel for projects, for your reports. But this is the really nice one, I think. You can now export your inspection report from the add-in and be able to open it up in the standalone application. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to just save this to my desktop, and you notice it saves it as a project. Okay. And I'm going to go and open the standalone application. And I'm going to open a project. Go to my desktop, and here's the project that I saved. And it opens it up with the information that was already captured from the SOLIDWORKS add-in application. So someone who doesn't have SOLIDWORKS could still open that project and then continue with it with the standalone. That's a really nice feature, which we weren't able to do prior to 2015. Now that's going to conclude our webinar for today. I told you it was going to be brief, but I thought this was something nice to show for those of you who haven't started using 2015 yet. These are some simple but really nice features that they have added. It allows us to be a little more productive and move back and forth between the applications as well with that new export projects tool. I hope you enjoyed today's webinar, and I want to thank you for joining us.